Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Yolanda, and in today's video, I'm bringing to you guys a special video. I feel like, I've grown and I've thought through this a lot more, and, I just want to make it like more, give you guys more details and make it more personal. And so I really hope that you guys will find this video insightful, and please bear with me. I don't have any notes or nothing. This is coming from the heart, okay? And I mean, the first video I made came from the heart too, but this comes even more from the heart. Before we get started, make sure you guys video a huge thumbs up, make sure to subscribe down below, and after you go on with this video. So I think it's really ironic on this video because I am in the place that I represent the most. I'm in a Mormon church, or Latter-day Saint church, or LDS church, whatever you know it as. This is my story. So basically, a rough rundown of my parents. They were both not born into the church, but they converted when they're like in their late teens. And my dad went on a mission to South Africa, and he met my mom's family, and then eventually like he went back home, but then he got contact of her again, and they got married in the Johannesburg temple, and then they both moved. And he was already in America where he lived at, but she lived in South Africa, so they moved all the way here to United States. So I have 3 other siblings. We are all born into the church, and I have been a member for the past 14 years of my life. Right now I'm currently 15 years old, and I'm gonna be turning 16 this year, but I started questioning and contemplating things May 17th, the year of 2021, and I finally told them July 5th of 2021. And it was a little journey. It was hard at first. Like, people, I don't think they understand, like, this wasn't like a day's decision. Like, this was like from May 17th near the area to July. Like, there was like a good month there, month and a half, however much it exactly is, at least a month, right? Like, I thought about this day in, day out, and people think it's really irrational, but at the end of the day, like, we should all be able to have the like freedom of expression of belief. And if I don't want to believe in the church, and if it's not my journey, then it is what it is, I remember near this time, actually, I had a few YouTubers that I watched, and I remember this lady. I'll tell you their names. We have Haley Everett and we have Sydney Francis, right? And I used to watch videos all the time. I remember with Haley Everett, I think she said that she was not a member first or something like that, and then she was ex-Mormon, and then she went back, and then now, or that might have been, no, I'm pretty sure it might have been her. Quote me if I'm wrong. I remember that she said that she left the church and officially just entirely left, and this and that, and I was like, And then I see Sydney over here with pretty much the same thing, and basically like her having to go through the whole divorce, and that's when I was like, again, right? And so then I'm just like, okay, at first I wasn't really like empathetic about it, sympathetic. So I was like, oh well, this and that. Like, I was like, that's salty, like uptight, and like Mormon girl. Like, I was like, oh well, I guess they're not gonna go to heaven, this and that. And just like, oh, they're bad people, this and that. But something within me still made me want to watch them because they're literally like great people. Like, I literally love their channel, and I even love their content right now. Then I started doing some questioning myself, and so I started watching other people's stories. It felt weird watching them too, though, because I was just like, I'm not supposed to be watching this, but I'm still watching it. And when I tell you I watched it, like, I watched it hours on end, all of these people's channels, and I was like, oh my gosh. And I started hearing it, and I was like, this is relatable, because during the time, this was like near pandemic-y time, like, it was still prevalent or whatever, or at least in my area. It was like, I mean, all around the whole world, it was like still bad, right? And so I just remember just like all the shit I was going through in my life. Like, I remember just like toxicity with my parents, like toxicity of my parents, just whenever it was unhealthy. Like, I remember a lot of times, like, my father, he's really narcissistic, and so he tends to push the blame on other people, and then even when it is his fault, he'd use the church as a scapegoat, and that used to piss me off. It pisses my sister off, and it pisses my mom off, but guess what, we're still living with it. With a lot of that going on, I started reevaluating my life, and I realized how miserable it was. Like, I wasn't living. Like, I'm not saying just because like the things that we weren't allowed to do, because there's a lot of restrictions for the most part, right? Because I'm not doing that stuff doesn't mean I'm not living. But I just felt trapped. That, like, I couldn't be like who I wanted to be. Like, or just like embrace like any creativity in myself. Like, if I wanted to just like even wear a bikini or whatever, like I couldn't wear it, but like guys can show their stomachs. Like, what? And like they literally had like all this stuff, oh, for like girls to fall in modesty, but then guys like literally like, a sentence that pissed me off. And like even the whole polygamy thing, and then just not even that, like I was like, okay, like I'm feeling bothered by these things, I wonder about the doctor and to see if it's a little bit shaky there. When I found out there was like even BYU professors who like even turned away, and I looked into the reasons why, I was like, wow, like there's a lot of things that we don't really know. So I started diving deeper. I remember reading the CES letter. Like, I read parts of it, but I was just like, okay, I'm not a big reader. Okay, I'm telling you, like, I did a lot of research, but simply I'm not a big reader. But one day I really do want to finish the whole CES letter though. But that might be my summer project actually. Either it just convinced me even more, and especially the fact that there's like the whole Joseph Smith thing, like how he like his whole translation, everything that was like 10 plus years after the fact. I was like, and people relying this on the stories, like how like the church restored. I'm just like, yeah, that's not true. What else can? So I dived into more stuff, and just like the whole underage girls and everything. I do not condone behavior like that. That does not fit in my morals or this or that, and I just can't, like, I just don't agree with it. So I was at first a little bit nervous about telling my parents this and that, but I was like, okay, well, so at the time we're actually moving into a new house. So I was like, okay, new house, new beginnings, maybe it will go the best, but at the same time I prepared for the worst outcome. Like, I prepared myself mentally for it. And so when I told them, I was downstairs and I brought down all my information, everything this and that, trying to do things. I wanted them to see what I saw. Big mistake also, because I realized not everybody will agree with me say. And my dad started yelling at me. He was like, I wish I had a record. Like, I literally would play it for y'all. I was contemplating it, but I was like, no, it's gonna go up. What was it called? He was like, you're gonna be out. Like, you're basically like, you're not gonna go to heaven, you're gonna go to hell. That's on you, like, you do you, but I'm not gonna support you. He cut me off, basically, like that. And my mom, she denies it, so she's just like, no, he didn't say that he disowned you and all this, but he straight up said, like, my siblings were there, like, they can attest for you. Like, he said that he was all this and that, and like, I wasn't even crying. I was just saying that, like, it's the type of person he is. So it's like, it's kind of expecting that he would do and say stuff like that. My mom was the more understanding, but she's the more like stricter one about it now. Like, and he was just saying, just like, how I'm just gonna go in the streets and be like, I have no value, like, no morals and this and that. And it was just like, just because I don't follow the same path as he doesn't mean like I'm gonna be a bad person, you know? Like, just because I take a sip of coffee doesn't mean that I'm not gonna go to heaven. Like, if I'm tired, like, let me drink some coffee, you know what I mean? And so fast forward to now, like, life has been also like kind of a living hell, not gonna lie still. Like, I get more freedoms and I've done some stuff, like, don't get me wrong, like, I like, and okay, and that's another reason too. He was like, you're gonna go out there and sin. Well, sin to you is maybe not be a sin to me, okay? Anyway, so basically my mom, she made it really worse for me though. As much as understanding she no, because like, not to be mean out, but it's the truth, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, yeah, this and that, but she like made me still like wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning just to go to Bible study. And I'm sorry, but like, I was at a point where I was just so done with church. Like, I do not want anything associated with church right now. Like, even being here is like, it's literally such a waste of my time. And you can be like, make the most out of it. Like, I'm telling you, like, the amount of stuff I went through this, and the amount of like, it literally drained my mental health. Like, in no way do I like being here. But the only thing that like makes me like so good is because like she like puts things against me. So like if I didn't go to seminary, or if I don't go to church or this and that, she won't let me run. And she knows like how good I am at it though too. Like I'm like a pretty good runner. Like I ran like a 1955 for my 5K. I won my region championship in the 800 meter. I ran my 4x8 and we got second at state, and we broke a school record. Like she knows I'm good at this stuff. And I was telling her like I'm losing a lot of sleep trying to like, because I have homework and everything, I have to stay late and then having to wake up early. It's not a good mix, especially for a student athlete. But even after my coach and after everything, she's like, no, you still have to go. It's more important than running. And I was like, this is my future. She's like, it's still this and that. And one time she actually came into her room and she's like threatening me, all this stuff. And I'm just like, that's so crazy. Like the things, like the extent that my parents had went to just to like make me like adhere to the rules, and just because of this church, which is another reason why I don't like it, because it's just like at some point you have to separate doctrine and your preferences. I actually saw a TikTok about this. I might put it in beside me.
Ooh. Teach his own, man.
Right, but don't make your preferences doctrine.
Yeah.
And don't make your preferences matters of salvation.
That's good.
Right, I think we have to learn and get to the point to where we understand the difference between personal preference and biblical principle.
That's like kind of what's going on in my life. Like there are some things that weren't even rules in the church. They'd be like, this is what the Bible says. But I'm just like, no, it doesn't. Like, and so that's basically how that went. And you know, I'm just living life right now. Like life kind of sucks sometimes, but you know, you just gotta make the most of it. But at the same time, just being here, and the make matters worse, this is literally like my childhood building. So it's like, it holds a lot of like crazy. Like I used to actually sit in this room and recite articles of faith. And I memorized all of them, and I got cookies from my teacher. Yeah, it holds a lot of memories, which makes it really even more hard, which is why I want to try to get away from it. My parents don't let me. Like, they're like, even if you go to another church, you have to go to this church first and then that. And like, I understand the whole like, okay, I'm still a minor, this and that. But at the same time, it's just like the decency, like they get express their religious beliefs, but I can't now. Like just because I don't want to like submit and like whatever to like your religion anymore does not mean that like I'm gonna go to hell. That's a big part too. Like I feel like my whole theory, and I've talked about this with some people, the whole theory, like I believe is that like it doesn't matter what church you go to or like what religion or this and that like that. I feel like as long as like you believe in something and like you I don't know, as long as like you have a relationship and all with the Lord, like you're all set and go to heaven. Like just like if you just like follow the golden rule, or just like just decently like a nice person you'd give like whenever the opportunity arises, like as long as like you feel like it's best, whatever you're doing in life, like is genuinely good and like that the Lord will approve and all that, then like go right ahead like and live your life. But don't try to force others to your belief, regardless what age you're on. Like if my child didn't want to get baptized, like then you don't have to get baptized. And I feel like that's either way like another choice that should be like made when you're older, because I made a lot of covenants and promises I don't even remember that like I made them when I was like such a young age. And even to this day, like I try to like take away all the memories and not try to remember who I was as a person then. But that's one thing I don't remember though, is the covenants and promises I made. Like they're huge stuff too, but they make you like no, I'm not going to, I'm sorry. But at least 15 years old, the minimum or something like that. But like at that young age, I understood nothing. Like I just came for the food. I'm telling you, for the food. It would have come for food. And so yeah, that's my story. I was expecting myself to cry because it kind of is an emotional topic, but once again, it's been like a year, so like I've come to terms with it, to be honest. But yes, that's my story, how I left the church at 14 years old, and I'm currently 15, turning 16 in 3 months. Just 5 days. Let's get a thumbnail.